Hi everyone, I wanted to let you know that now you can get 14 days free trial in my online studio where you can come in and check it out, try out some of the videos, the different programs, and the journeys that we have going on. If you're interested, you can just click the link below in the description, and that's it. Soma also is very excited, as you can see. Can you give any advice or speak to how you balance creativity, vulnerability, and fear? I've recently been creating and sharing music, which is both exciting and terrifying. But I've also noticed that my fear of judgment really gets in my head and makes it difficult to continue creating freely. I get so caught up in immediately deciding that it's not good enough. Any thoughts on how you find balance here as a fellow musician and creator? So first of all, I just want to say, I fully relate to this question, 1,000%. I've been creating it's in my bones. I love creating, whether it's like painting or music or crocheting and just expression in general, dancing. And I used to experience this judgment that you're talking about that completely shut me down completely in the middle of creating. So I'd be creating something and I'd have these thoughts. This is not good enough. Nobody will like this. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing, or whatever the thoughts would be. And what I have learned over time that is, for me, like one of the most beautiful things is that this part of my process is a part of my process. That inevitably, every single time I sit down to create something, this narrative or these judgments, they usually will arise for me. What I used to want is to get rid of them. Like, go away. I don't want you to be there. Get gone. And for me, what that did was it created an inner battle. Let's call it a battle, where there was this duality inside of me. And instead of working with myself and all the pieces that collaborate to create me, I would want to cut those out and get rid of them. And that would further create this kind of stagnicity or inability to express. So what I've learned is that inevitably these aspects of myself, they show up because of how I'm woven. And that now in the process of creation, when they come up, I can say, oh, you're here. It's this part of this process of creation. So say I'm making a painting and I start to go into that realm. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm in this part of my process of creation. These judgments are coming up, but you keep going. You listen to them and you can acknowledge them, but do the work to question them, find out where they came from, find out the roots of these fears, find out the roots of the fear of, caring what other people think. Ask yourself questions, ask the judgments questions, like, where did you come from? What are you protecting me from? Are you serving me anymore? And when you start to do this inner work, you can start to see these aspects of yourself that maybe you previously saw as just a complete block and fault, as something that's a part of you. You can work with them, and sometimes even they create a more dynamic creation. They make it more vulnerable, because that's something that, my foot is really asleep right now. That's something that all humans, I'm saying all, maybe not all, but I would say for the most part, we can all relate to that. We're all scared. We're We all want to be liked. We all want not to fail. We all want to create beautiful things. So when you allow those parts of yourself to like merge into what it is that you're creating, you can create something so dynamic and something like whole that contains all of you and is vulnerable and is beautiful, and people can relate to that. People can resonate with that. They can feel like the truth in that. So it's really beautiful. Let me see if I have any other little points written. Yeah, I'm going to reiterate something I just said, but let fear be a part of the process. Fear doesn't have to be outside, outside while you're inside making art. Let fear into the room. Know that you can handle it. Start to also feel the excitement of your fear. You know how they say like the difference between fear and excitement, like it's kind of depending on your how you're seeing it. So see if you can start to feel the excitement of fear and how much energy there is in that. So you can tap into that energy that when you just see it as fear, it can be like, ooh. But when you feel the power of fear and convert that into like, oh yeah, actually it's like a massive battery. There's so much energy in that. Connect to how that also feels like excitement, and you can tap into that to further like sprout whatever it is that you're doing to greater heights. This you've heard 1,000 times, but like feel the fear and do it anyway. So in order to do that, like I said before, get to know your fear, hold hands with it, ask it questions, treat it like a guest, you're having over for a dinner party. Treat it graciously, curiously. Imagine it's someone you just met and you're like, hey, who are you? Where'd you come from? What are you doing here? And when we ask certain aspects of ourselves questions in that curious way, then different aspects of ourselves reply in a more like open way, in a way where we can start to develop an inner communication with parts of ourselves that we may have previously wanted to like kick out of the house and lock the door. Don't lock the door, open the door, let it in, pour some tea for your fear, sit down, have a chat. And this enables then the process of feeling the fear as excitement and tapping into it to utilize its energy to help you to sprout whatever it is that you're doing to greater heights, to add more vulnerability and relatability to what it is that you're doing. And this, I think this is art, really. Journal. Always journal so you can externalize what's in there, what's in here, what's living in you. What are the narratives? This is the same as sitting your fear down at the dinner table and having a conversation. Don't edit what it is that is in there. Vomit it out on the paper. Allow yourself to process who you are and what you're made of and the beautiful masterpiece that you are, including your insecurities and fears. This is what makes us so beautiful.